Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Good morning, Shane Willis, a Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode. What in the world does a Spartan race have to do with real estate? So, this past weekend, and I felt it this morning, I completed my first Spartan race. Some of you have been listening to the show. You know that's one of my biggest physical goals this year. I try and set goals in 4 areas of my life, and that's body, being, balance, and business. And so the body part, I set this 4 goals, one a quarter, and the second quarter of this year was to do the Spartan Sprint. The third quarter is to do the Spartan Super, and the fourth quarter is to do the Spartan Beast. Now, if you don't know what a Spartan race is, go look it up. Some of you will be excited, some of you will be scared, some of you will be, they can kiss my ass. I'm not doing that. It's a challenge for some, it scares others, and it requires training. So I did that. This past weekend was a whirlwind. Oh my goodness. Actually, if you listen to the show, I think Thursday, I said that I probably wouldn't be able to do Friday's show because I'm on my way down to Tampa. I was a groomsman in a wedding. Good friend of mine, 13 years. Congratulations, Ian and Julie Loring, if they do listen to this show. A good friend of mine got married, asked me to be a groomsman. I was completely honored. We had a blast. Was a great time. So I did that on Saturday night. Fantastic reception. Sunday morning I had to get up early. So needless to say, there was not as much alcohol. I actually only had a splash of scotch just to celebrate with the groom. But the rest of the night was water. Because the next morning I had to get up, drive from Tampa to Jacksonville, and be on the Spartan course by 10:30 a.m. Now, for those of you who know Pensacola, you know that we're on Central Standard Time. Tampa and Jacksonville is on Eastern Standard Time. It's about 3 hours to get over there. So I lose an hour because I'm sleeping over there, and I had to be there at 10, which is about a 3.5 hour drive, plus you have to get checked in and all. Needless to say, I had to get up at like 6 o'clock next morning, 5:30, after a wedding reception. So not as much sleep as I wanted, but good cause. Again, great couple. Got over to Jacksonville, started the Spartan race. Now, this is my first Spartan race. I've never done a Spartan race before. I've trained for it. I have done a Warrior Dash, which had a blast. Did that with my daughter late last year. Had a blast doing that. But a Warrior Dash, honestly, is probably the precursor. It's like the baby Spartan. And so if you haven't done any of these races yet, I would probably suggest do Warrior Dash first. Great race. I don't want to speak down on the race. Fantastic race. Had a blast. Again, did it with my daughter. It was something we'll always remember. We both got up covered in mud. It was a blast. So the Spartan race. I get there. Well, to even get onto the track, to even get to the starting line, you have to jump over about a 4.5 foot wall. So you have to climb over the wall just to get to the start line. You ain't even started yet. And you got to do work. And so this particular race, the Sprint, is the shortest of the 3 on what they call the trifecta: the Spartan, the Sprint, the Super, and the Beast. This one was a little over 4.5 miles, had 25 obstacles on it. Now, you do not have to do the obstacles. If you cannot do the obstacles, there's just a penalty. That's all. It's just a penalty. It's 30 burpees. Now, after talking with some of the staff, I will be honest, I said, is the penalty 30 burpees? They said in writing it's 30 burpees. But to be honest, we always recommend that if it's your first race and you're getting to know the course, just make it 10. So since one of the staff told me I could do that, make it 10, that's what we did, 10. 10 burpees on that one. The course was interesting. There was I know there was a 7-foot wall that I came up on. And I'm still having trouble with the pull-up section. That was almost all the obstacles I couldn't get over were either pull-ups or rings, swinging rings or monkey bars or something like that. But I get up to this wall and I'm kind of looking at it, and this guy comes up behind me, right? And I knew we had some NFL players on the course. We were in Jacksonville, so I don't know if they played for the Jags, the Bucks, or the Dolphins, or even the Falcons. Any of those could be there, because that was in driving distance of all 4 of those teams. This guy come up, he was probably 6'5", 250, 260, all muscle. There wasn't an ounce of fat on him. So I'm like, wow, okay, that's goals, I guess. Except I can't get 6'5". I'm only 6'2". I know some of the listeners are like, only 6'2". Yeah, well, okay. So, but he looked at me, he goes, you need some help? I'm not, what's that old song? Say, I'm gonna date myself. I'm not too proud to beg a little bit. I was like, yeah, no, I absolutely need a little help, if you don't mind. He put his hands down to form a place for my foot. I stuck my foot, I swear to God, guys, this guy just threw me like a twig. Now, if you know me, I'm 6'2", 285. I'm not a small chicken. Now, at 285, I'm down 40 some odd pounds. Yeah, I'll let y'all do the math on that one. But I'm not a small chicken. He threw me like a twig. I had no problems getting over that obstacle. None. Because once I get up to my hips, I can swing my legs over and come on down. And he jumped right over afterwards, looked at me and said, anything else I can help with? Nope, we're good. And so it was funny. He took off running again. I was doing less running, more walking. Honestly and truly, it's a race to some people because they have like elite teams and they go out and compete and actually get paid for doing this as they challenge each route. But it wasn't a race to me. It was a let me get from start to finish. All I wanted to do was complete it. That was it. Just complete it. So it kind of got me thinking, though, to let you guys finish that story. Or we'll finish it in a minute. It kind of got me thinking, how is this just like the real estate transaction? How do we do that? Well, it's actually kind of simple. A lot of us are going to have that pre-wall before we even get to start to buying or selling. A pre-wall. We got to get our credit up. We got to save for the down payment. That's a pre-wall. Well, there's some folks that can help you with that. There are going to be other obstacles that you're going to come along. What's the home inspection going to show you? What's the termite inspection going to show you? And again, this is not just the buyers, this is the sellers as well. I had a house, literally a retired Master Chief bought a house about 3 doors down from me. The house was built in 14 and he was buying it in 16. I asked the sellers, hey, is there anything, because Florida's a disclosure state, so I asked them, is there anything wrong? Nope, nothing's wrong. It's only a two-year-old house. We should be fine. One of the main beams up there had shattered, had split, and was continuing to put weight unequally on the others. The sellers had no idea. So that obstacle was coming up. Then there's going to be obstacles that are going to come up like, sorry, I thought that was kind of funny. The exact person I was talking about, the Master Chief, that I was talking about with the beam was actually pulling out of his garage as I was walking past his house. Most of you know I walk my neighborhood as I record this. So we had to hit pause. So that was me pausing to talk to him for a minute. His son's on the football team here at the high school, and so we chatted for a few minutes. Anyways, there's going to be other obstacles that are going to come up. Stuff like it might not appraise, or there's an appraisal issue. It doesn't matter appraising, but we got to fix something. Or, listen, we find out, I've got a client I'm working with right now, we found out that when he had the sunroom built, it's a 300 square foot sunroom, when he had that built, put it under roof, it was no problem, except he paid for it, he paid the contractor right after Hurricane Ivan. And what's the big part of finishing a Spartan race? What's everybody like? It's not the obstacles, although the obstacles, some of them were fun, some of them not so much. I did learn one thing. If you are dizzy, host is sitting there thinking, okay, I did accomplish this. Now what does that do? Well, I've accomplished a Spartan race. Most people have not. So that sets me apart physically as a goal. Now there's some people that have no desire to do this. That's cool. There's some people that have no desire to own a home. That's cool. But post it we've done it. It's something that you've accomplished. So if you own a home and you're kicking around selling it, let's talk about what your t-shirt looks like. Because that was actually today's ideas. I was just still kind of excited about the Spartan race, as you guys can tell, and it's my podcast, so I can talk about what I want to. Anyways, there was some stuff that came out. The home price index report came out. That's from CoreLogic. I'll put the notes in the show notes. I'll also make sure that if you're getting the tips and tricks, you're going to get a copy of this report or a link to the copy. So if you want to see where I'm getting the data from, you can. They revealed the home price index revealed that the national home prices have increased 6.7% year over year nationwide. 6.7%. So if you bought something last spring, you probably are up 5-6%, depending on the price range. This is what the report went on to break down. It said your low prices are actually up 9.3%. And I've seen that quite a bit. I don't know what just happened. Something's weird. I know what happened. Okay. Sorry. We had a technical difficulty. All of a sudden, I started hearing myself in my headphones, which really freaked me out a second. So I know you guys are listening to me in your headphones, but I'm not used to listening to myself as I'm talking. But apparently audio monitoring just got clicked on in my pocket. So there's that. Let's go back to this. 9.3% increase if you bought the low-end properties. So your $50,000 and $60,000 properties, you've seen a 9.3% increase. I can verify that because I paid $67,500 for a property 18 months ago that is now worth $85,000. To be honest, that's about a 20% return. Maybe a little under. I know I might have some mathematicians going, no, it's not. It's scary. Okay, whatever. We're just going to call it a 20% return. Low to middle pricing is 8.5% return. Middle to moderate, which is where most of Pensacola is. Middle to moderate, 7%, and your high prices are 5.4%. So everybody's seen an appreciation over the last year. This is February 2017 to February 2018, which is the last data available. There is some difference here in the Gulf Coast. These numbers do come down just a little. These are national numbers that I'm going to put up in the notes. But in Pensacola, the numbers do come down a little, but not much. We've still seen that appreciation. So I've got a lot of military clients that bought a house a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, start calling me back up. Hey, it's time to move. Well, there's two options. Either A, we can turn your current home into a rental, which is a fantastic option if that's what you want to do, or we can sell it and you should have some equity. So two sides of this coin. One, if you're a buyer trying to buy a home, this statistic says it's going to continue. This is all the economic data says. We're going to continue to see that slow growth year over year. So get in there or else it will be more expensive if we're sitting here having this conversation May 2019. If you're a seller and you're wondering if you have equity, more than likely you do. The amount of houses that are underwater has gone down drastically. There are still some, but not many. Matter of fact, I pulled up short sales the other day. There are only 6 active in my MLS. 6 short sales active in my MLS, and only 15 contingent. And it's funny because 2 of the contingent ones, I am the buyer. So that's interesting. We are starting to see the equity return. Real estate, you can leverage the bank's money and make percentages off of that. That's a different episode. I want to talk to you today. It's really kind of all I got. Spartan race and the real estate transaction. The two of them kind of go hand in hand if you look at it. As always, if you have not subscribed to get the tips, tricks, graphs, get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's 5minutesinrealestate.com. Also, get over to iTunes or Google Play. We're going to try and see if we can't get on a few of the players the rest of this quarter. That's one of the things that I put down for second quarter. One of the business goals I put down. I want to see if we can get on a few extra players. But right now, we're on Google Play and iTunes. Make sure you search there. I have found on iTunes, if you type Minutes Real Estate, you'll find me. If you just type real estate, there's 1,000 of them. So it's kind of hard to find me that way. But I type Minutes of Real Estate. Easy to find. I'm right there. You see my lovely, lovely face. And it says 5 Minutes in Real Estate on the logo. So it's pretty simple. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. I would love a nice comment. Notice I said nice. Be nice. Finally, if you've found value in this episode or any other episode, I don't ask you for payments for it, but I do ask you to share it on social media. Thanks for listening. Have a great Tuesday.